Welcome back, everyone, to the deep dive. Today, we're diving into a really compelling stack of sources you've given us. It's a truly unique mix of topics,
Yeah,
actually.
it looks like it.
We're going to be navigating first the world of sort of basic computer terminology and, potential digital threats, and then we'll pivot completely to something really practical. How to, well, eloquently describe your daily life in English.
That's right. And this deep dive, it's really about pulling out those key nuggets of knowledge. Our mission, essentially, is to help you get up to speed quickly on two areas that seem quite different, but are both incredibly useful.
Mm-hmm.
We'll dig into some surprising facts, I think, and give you some practical takeaways. It shows how mastering, the language of machines and the language of everyday life, well, they both make you more capable.
Absolutely. Our goal here is to break these ideas down into really understandable insights. We want to make sure you gain valuable knowledge, quickly, but also thoroughly,
Yeah.
moving from the basic concepts right through to those haha moments.
Yeah, getting that clarity.
Exactly. It's all about building confidence, really, whether you're trying to figure out why your computer isn't working or just chatting about your morning. So let's unpack this. Okay, so let's kick things off by exploring the digital side of things first. Our sources jump right into a term we all use, to crash. It's so common, but does the everyday meaning really match what's happening technically when a computer crashes? What are we actually talking about?
That's a great question because the analogy, like you said, with maybe a car crash, it can be a bit misleading. When a computer crashes, what it really means is a critical system failure. The software it can't function anymore.
Okay.
Often leads to an abrupt stop, freezing, maybe an unexpected shutdown.
Right.
It's not a physical collision, but a sudden, uncontrolled stop of operations.
So it's internal.
Exactly. And it's not just annoying. It often means you lose unsaved work. Sometimes system files can even get corrupted.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so understanding that really highlights why saving your work often is so important.
That makes total sense. So it's about stability and the risk of losing data. And speaking of what we see on our computers, the sources also mention the monitor. We all think of it as the screen, right?
Yeah.
But what's key about its role?
Right. The monitor is your display unit. It's the screen where all the visual output, everything your computer's processing unit does, appears.
Mm-hmm.
And while people often just say screen, monitor is, well, the more precise technical term, it's your main visual interface, essential for actually interacting with everything, whether it's built into a laptop or a separate screen for a desktop.
Okay. And you mentioned laptops and desktops. Our sources also clarify that distinction, which is pretty fundamental.
Precisely.
Yeah.
Laptops, they're designed for portability, right? Great for working on the move, flexible.
Yeah.
Desktops, on the other hand, they usually prioritize power. You can often upgrade them more easily and maybe get a more ergonomic setup for long work sessions,
Right.
since they don't move.
Right. They just sit there.
Yeah. Both do the same basic job, obviously, but they cater to different needs, different environments.
Got it. Now, here's where it gets really crucial for, well, pretty much anyone using the internet. The idea of a virus. We get the biological idea, but how does that translate digitally? What makes it a computer virus specifically, beyond just being, a bad program?
Well, the term virus for computers is actually a really good analogy, a powerful one. Just like a biological virus, a computer virus is basically a piece of malicious code. And its key feature is that it replicates itself by attaching to other legitimate programs.
Oh, okay. So it spreads itself.
Exactly. Its main goal is often something nasty, like corrupting your data, slowing down your system, or, causing it to crash. So it's not just any bad program. It's one that's specifically designed to copy itself, cause damage, and often hide while doing it, spreading from one host program to another.
And that leads directly into why our sources immediately talk about antivirus programs. If viruses are these self-copying threats, what's antivirus software actually doing?
So if a virus is malicious software exploiting weaknesses, then antivirus is your main defense. Think of it like a software shield. It's actively scanning your computer, looking for the signatures of known viruses.
Like fingerprints.
Kind of, yeah. Digital fingerprints. And then it works to detect them, isolate them, quarantine them, and get rid of them, remove the threat.
So it's essential.
It's a vital first line of defense, definitely, for keeping your system working and your data safe. But that does raise another point. What about other bad software that isn't technically a virus?
Right, because the landscape is more complicated than just viruses. Our sources mention other common threats like spyware and Trojans. Spyware.
Well, the name kind of gives it away, doesn't it? Sounds like it's watching you.
It pretty much is. Spyware is specifically designed to secretly monitor what you do on your computer. It collects personal info, browsing habits, maybe even what keys you press, all without you knowing or agreeing to it.
Wow.
Its goal is usually data theft or just unauthorized surveillance. Okay, that's creepy. And then Trojans, that name obviously comes from the Trojan horse story. How does that ancient myth fit a digital threat so well?
It really is one of the cleverest and most dangerous types of malware, exactly because of that story. A Trojan horse in computing is malicious software that's disguised as something perfectly fine, maybe even useful.
Like what?
Oh, maybe a free game or an update that looks legitimate or some handy little utility program. It tricks you into willingly downloading it and installing it.
Ah, so you let it in yourself.
Exactly. And once it's inside your system, then it activates its real hidden malicious purpose. That could be anything, giving someone remote control of your PC, stealing data, messing up your files.
So it's all about deception, getting past your defenses by tricking you.
Precisely. It's infiltration through disguise.
Just like that wooden horse, you think it's a gift, you bring it inside the gates, and bam, surprise attack from within. Really shows you need to be careful downloading anything.
Absolutely. Caution is key.
Though our sources did give a little nod to Mac users, suggesting they generally have fewer issues with these things. Is that still true?
Generally speaking, yes, that has been the case. It's partly market share. Historically, fewer Macs meant they were less of a target for malware creators.
Makes sense.
And also Apple's system, it's a more closed ecosystem. The security architecture can make it harder for malware to spread easily. But, and this is important, it's never absolute immunity. Vigilance, good security habits, they're still crucial for everyone, Mac users included.
Good point. Never get complacent.
Exactly. And, speaking of conversations, that tech support dialogue we looked at earlier wasn't just about computer problems. It was also full of really common, everyday English phrases. Super useful stuff.
Yeah.
Like when the user just goes, oh, man.
Yeah. It's funny how a simple phrase like, oh, man, can carry so much weight. In that example, the user says, my computer, oh, man. You could just hear the disappointment, the frustration. But you could also use it for excitement, right? Like, oh, man, this concert is amazing. It's all about the context, the tone of voice.
Definitely. And then the tech support person tells them, calm down.
Right. Calm down. Pretty direct, imperative phrase.
Yeah, it's what you say when someone's upset or agitated, maybe stressed out. Just urging them to relax, take a breath, regain composure.
Very common. You hear it everywhere.
Absolutely.
And maybe the most common one we heard was, that's incredibly versatile, isn't it? People use it all the time.
Oh, constantly. It's often used for, like, immediate self-correction. Or to add a bit more explanation when you think maybe the listener isn't quite getting your point.
Yeah, like you're clarifying on the fly.
Exactly. It shows that spontaneous thing we do in speech, refining our thoughts as we go. In that tech dialogue, the expert says, your computer might have a virus. It has a bad program on it.
Right.
He's clarifying, but also maybe simplifying it a bit, making sure the user gets the seriousness, but in simpler terms.
Yeah.
It's a little window into how we adjust our language in real time.
It really is. So, okay, we've looked at the precision needed to understand, machine language and its problems. Let's pivot now to the precision and clarity needed in, well, the most human thing, describing your own reality in English. Our sources gave us a fantastic look at how to articulate your daily life.
Yeah, and this section really highlights something important about learning language.
Yeah.
Why practice talking about your day? Well, because your day is real, it happens regularly, and you are the absolute expert on it.
That's true.
You don't need to hunt for complicated words about abstract ideas. You just need to narrate what you did, what you experienced.
And this practice, it isn't just about memorizing vocabulary lists, is it? It's more like retraining your brain.
Exactly. By consistently narrating your day, even just mentally, you start forcing your brain to process thoughts directly in English.
Yeah, bypassing the translation step.
Right, which is often slow and clumsy. Doing this builds not just confidence, but actual fluency. You start to get an intuitive feel for sentence structure.
So if someone asks, what did you do today? You can answer smoothly.
Hopefully. You might say something natural like, well, I woke up around 7, grabbed some coffee, checked my emails, then started on work. Later, I made dinner and just relaxed with a book. That's real communication.
And you can actually practice this by yourself, right? Even if you're shy or not in a class.
Oh, absolutely. Just ask yourself simple questions about your day. What did I do this morning? What time did I leave? What was for lunch? These little internal chats help you actively pull up vocabulary and really solidify good English habits.
When's the best time to do it?
Anytime, really. Maybe in the morning, think about yesterday, or in the evening, recap the day you just had. You could even record yourself on your phone and listen back. That could be super helpful for noticing things you want to improve.
Good idea.
The main thing is just to keep it simple. Use the English you already know. Don't get stuck worrying about making mistakes. Just talk.
Okay, so our sources then kind of walk us through a typical day, starting with the morning routine, which is a perfect place to practice since it's often pretty consistent.
Yeah, familiar patterns. You could start with waking up. I usually wake up at 7 or add a little variation. Sometimes I'll wake up earlier, maybe 6:30 if I have a big meeting.
Okay, and then what next?
Well, you describe just lying in bed for a bit. I lie in bed for a few minutes, just kind of mentally preparing for the day.
Hmm.
Then the bathroom routine. I walk to the bathroom and brush my teeth for 2 minutes, maybe add detail. After that, I splash my face with cold water. It really wakes me up.
Or maybe taking a shower.
Exactly. I take a quick shower, maybe mention listening to music or an English podcast even.
Good multitasking. Then getting ready.
Right. I dry off and choose my clothes. You could add detail. I tried to pick something comfy but okay for work, like jeans and a shirt, or maybe something more formal if I need to.
And breakfast.
Yeah. I head to the kitchen and make breakfast. Keep it simple. I typically have something quick like toast and eggs or maybe cereal with milk and a banana.
Okay, this is building up nicely. What about right before leaving?
Final checks. I check my phone for urgent messages, look at my calendar for the day's plan, then I pack my bag, make sure I have everything. Phone, notebook, keys, water bottle, the essentials.
Right.
And the very last bit. I put on my shoes and step out the door. It's just about stringing together these simple, complete sentences about your routine.
Okay, moving into the afternoon. This is often busy, right? Work, classes, errands, but still chances to use English.
Definitely, even if it's just for 5 or 10 minutes. You might use phrases for getting back to tasks. After lunch, I return to my work, or I get back to my studies.
What kind of tasks?
Could be anything. I check and reply to emails. I participate in a meeting, or if working from home, I work on my laptop focusing on a report or preparing a presentation. Just describing those ongoing activities.
The sources also mention the importance of short breaks in the afternoon, maybe around 3 p.m.
Yeah, that's a good point. It could be simple. I make a cup of tea, or I drink some water, or I grab a small snack like some fruit.
Or even stepping outside.
If you have time, yeah. Even a quick 10-minute walk outside can be really refreshing. And if you do have free time, the afternoon can be great for focused English practice.
How so?
Like, I listen to a podcast, I read an article online, or I watch an English video, maybe slowing it down if needed.
And they mentioned shadowing. What's that again?
Shadowing. It's a really powerful technique. You basically listen to a native speaker and repeat short phrases immediately after them, trying to mimic their sound and rhythm.
Like an echo.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It massively helps with fluency, pronunciation, and that natural rise and fall, the intonation of English.
Interesting.
And maybe before finishing work or study for the day, just quickly jot down, what did I accomplish? Or even, what's one new word I learned today?
Little reinforcement habits.
Precisely. And then, of course, we get to the evening and night, which have their own routines.
Yeah, the evening is often that time to sort of unwind, reflect. Simple sentences work well here too, right?
Totally. I usually get home around 6 p.m. I take off my shoes, sit down for a few minutes just to rest. Maybe I'll watch the news or listen to some music.
Then dinner.
Right. I prepare dinner, or maybe sometimes I order food if I'm feeling too tired. I enjoy dinner at the table with my family, perhaps adding, we often talk about our day.
That's nice. What about after dinner?
Common things. I tidy up the kitchen, I wash the dishes. Some people might say I go for a short, relaxing walk.
And winding down before bed?
Yeah, I read a book, or I listen to some calming music to relax. Then I take a shower and brush my teeth. And the final step, I go to bed around 10:30 or 11:00.
The beauty of this whole approach, it seems, is that you adapt this framework to your actual day.
Exactly. It makes the practice totally personal and therefore genuinely useful.
So quite a journey today. We've gone from the nuts and bolts of computer crashes, viruses, Trojans, antivirus, all that tech stuff, to the very practical human skill of just talking about your day in English. They seem like totally different worlds at first glance.
But that's really the value of doing these deep dives, isn't it? Seeing how sources that look unrelated can actually give you unexpected insights and really practical skills. Whether it's finally understanding why your computer acts up and what to do about it, or feeling more confident describing your morning to someone new. It's all about building your knowledge. enhancing how you interact with the world around you.
Exactly. And I really hope you, listening, take a moment to reflect on that. How understanding some basic tech terms can actually make you feel more empowered in this digital age we live in. And at the same time, how developing the confidence to just articulate your own experiences, your own day in English, well, that's empowering too.
And they're both really important forms of literacy, in a way.
Yeah. Mastery, even.
And maybe here's a final thought to leave you with. Consider how these two things connect. The ability to clearly describe your own daily actions, the very human skill, and understanding the actions, so to speak, of your computer, this technological tool we all use. They're both crucial kinds of literacy for navigating the modern world, would you say? How does getting better at both make you a more informed, more capable person overall? Something to think about.